poll, but Rex as well, recently joining, or recently being joined into the forming Onside Gaming. Very strong player in his own right. Is a player that's done a lot of practice with the likes of Maru, and that's about as good as he can get for ZVT practice. So I do expect that his ZVT will be a strong matchup for him.
Definitely. You know, these two players, I say these two, but there are a lot of players that we're looking at to be the favorites of this tournament. Unfortunately, there is no lower bracket. It is a single elimination tournament, so, you know, one chance. That's all you got.
Maybe Cure's eyeing up that onside jersey. So I saw Solar got that jersey. I kind of like that one. Maybe I can have two jerseys.
He wants the next starring role in my pro gamer boyfriends.
And here he is. In the top right-hand corner of the map, let's see if we can say some true things about him. He is in the red. He is playing for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is the South Korean Terran, Cure.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player himself representing Onside Gaming. It is Rex.
Just have that coveted Onside Gaming logo above his hatchery. It's what they're all fighting for. Everyone here.
Beautiful. Exclamation mark Funada Dragon Phoenix Gaming, because I don't know, I don't know if you know this, but fun fact, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, they actually don't have an in-game clan, so all their players just add DPG to their name.
Oh no.
Shaking my head.
So that means there's random platinum players on the Korean ladder that are like DPG XXX, Fighting Spirit XXX. I don't know.
True. If you wanted to join DPG, that's all you got to do.
You can. You just change your name.
Change your name. There you go.
You get a free name change.
You get a free jersey.
Every season. Yeah, a free jersey.
Oh god.
Oh no. This is not legal advice.
Yeah, what we say on stream may or may not be accurate when it comes to jersey or, you know, strategy. It's fine.
It isn't.
It isn't. Oh god. But I'm glad that we finally do get to dive into a series with Cure and Rex. We were originally planning to cover Cure versus Demi, but unfortunately there was a walkover at the beginning of the tournament, so that's why we had to scramble to find another series. That's why it took us so long to actually go live and start with you know, casting some StarCraft. So it's good to see them both here. Same can be said for Rex. And yeah, I really look forward to be seeing how Rex has improved, especially on his new team.
Yeah, 100%. But meanwhile, on the side of Cure, we are seeing a very interesting build coming out. So I did think that he was going to do a very similar build to what Maru was doing last night, where he would reactor out some Marines, a Hellion, a Mine. Maru showing some kind of interesting gas first, Marine first builds. But Cure instead is going to float his factory over to the natural.
Asher, you know...
Interesting.
Asher, I'm a Zerg player, you know, I'm a simple man. We make queens. Sometimes I make queens. Sometimes I even make drones, you know, mainly I make lings.
Occasionally.
Occasionally. So when I saw the factory floating, I was like, was that a misclick? Was he intentional? Was that intentional? And then it very clearly was intentional. Asher, have you seen this before?
Yeah, like he's floating his factory. It's mech. No, wait, that's when you float your racks. It's Sky Turret.
What is that? He's taking to the skies, Asher. What's happening?
He's building sky tanks.
So yeah, a very peculiar opener. Like, so initially he was doing this just to clear out the Overlord to deny scouting, but that also provides Rex scouting that it was a 1-1-1 opener. But the fact that it was floating means that Rex also knows that it's not going to have any Hellions, and he's going for faster tanks instead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this opening's kind of insane. I think it dies to any strong Ling-based all-in. But, I mean, these are the kind of gambles that you need to take when you're playing a tournament game. Especially if he knows his opponent, he knows the kind of openings that his opponent likes. This is something that you can go for a little bit of an extra edge. And being able to cut things like the Hellions that you'd normally go for to keep yourself a little bit safe and get out these tech units like the tanks. he's going to have the opportunity for a very strong push if that's what he opts for.
Yeah, like his tank production is going to be so much stronger here in comparison to a regular game. I'm really curious to see where we go from here, because he's moving out across map already with his first drop just to clear up a little bit of creep. Nothing too much more than that. Rex has not stopped his queen production. He's got so much to work with already. He's got 8, soon to be 9 queens on the map. So defensively, he is ready for anything to come his way. But here behind this, he's working on a 3rd CC.
Yeah, this kind of looks like a tank drop. This is something, I've got to be honest, I've never seen anything like this in TvZ. This looks like something you could do in TvP or TvT.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be very interested to see how it works out and what the goals are of Cure with this push.
Yeah, like honestly, if we didn't see the player names right now, I would assume this was Gumiho.
Yeah.
100%, mate. Here we go. The queens push on forward. Lings try to dive on top of these marines as well, but the tanks do end up covering for them. There's not too much like pushing power here, I don't think, for Kira, especially because we don't have stim or anything like that. But he's able to at least threaten the creep. Is he gonna go even further? No. Okay, he will rotate around instead.
I do want to point out, with floating that factory and denying that overlord from the scout by floating the factory, I think that was the first time Rex saw tanks. So basically, he saw a single drop, his Lings went to fight the single drops, and then they get absolutely blasted by these tanks off in the distance.
True.
This would be really weird to play against.
Yeah, it's wild. And now the tanks rotate over here towards the 4th base instead. Rex is double expanding behind this, by the way, but yo, that one drop was already in position, so Kira somehow, some way is looking to try and deny both of them.
Yeah, this is a fascinating game. Kira's doing so much with so little. I don't think he's even started stim at this point, or maybe it just finished up, but good job by Rex there, wrapping around and taking out these tanks. Does look like he's going to get both of them.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed there, but Rex didn't even know those tanks were there. He ran into the tanks, and you saw the Lings move to the right. He was like, like he got scared, and then they dove on the tanks. So he does get 2 of them for his troubles. Bearing in mind, again, these are vanilla Marines. Like, it's crazy how aggressive Kira is being with them, and I don't really see this push having too much staying power because of that, as more Lings are going to be flooding on in.
Yeah, pretty much denying a 4th and a 5th with his stim. Only just started now. Even his combat shell is starting off as well now, so it looks like he has a few racks on the go, but yeah, this just isn't really enough to do more than just trade out well to while losing the tanks. But yeah, I'm a little bit lost for words. Very interesting build coming out from Q.
Yeah, very interesting. And I mean, he did deny a base, don't get us wrong, because of his multi-prong aggression, but losing 3 tanks like that, like, I'm questioning it a little bit. I mean, I guess he started tank production early on, so he's still got more where that came from, so maybe it's acceptable losses in his mind, but yeah.
Yeah, now it looks like he's going into an 8 racks actually off of this, so this is something I've been very excited after watching the Mario games last night to see a little bit of a shift in the meta is in the works at the moment. Mario opting for a lot of 8 racks play, which is not something that we've seen on these maps, and it looks like Cure is on the same page.
Yeah, maybe he was staying up late last night. Maybe it's something that he was working on with Maru. Maybe it's been passed around amongst the Korean players. Regardless, he is going to be flaunting it here. On the other side of the map, Rex has also been really quick to tech up. I don't know if you noticed, but he had a very fast infestation pit being thrown down. He already has a hive on the way. With these melee upgrades, it almost looks as if he wants to go Ling Bane straight into Ultra.
Yeah, it's really interesting what Rex is doing here. It looks like he's delayed his upgrades quite a lot and opted for a very fast hive here, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he's got in mind with that hive. I think he's realizing that Cure is quite low tech and a lot of his upgrades have been delayed by his opening, so I do like this from him.
Yeah, and we'll see where he goes with this, because again, I'm a little bit perplexed because a Hydrogen is still thrown down anyway, so this could just be for Vipers as well, or maybe just fast adrenal glands. He's doing a great job at just, again, maintaining control of the map in general, but Cure is pushing out, and again, this is going to be a very strong push.
Yeah, if it is for the adrenal, he's going to have adrenal before +2 melee. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's gonna be crazy, mate. Cure already started to push out. I mean, Rex does force a siege, so Cure is being slowed down quite a bit. But here we go, he's slowly progressing across the map. There is that adrenal, by the way.
Yeah, well, yeah, but at the same time, Rex is getting a little bit adventurous off creep. does take some fairly poor trades there, but he is delaying the army of Cure quite a lot and building up his Lingbane army of his own. So Cure, seeing that with that scouting marine that he sent forward, realizes he does need to get a move on with this push. And he's starting to clear out all this creep, doing a really good job denying the creep on the map.
Oh yeah, a lot of creep being denied. Thankfully for Rex, he was expanding towards the north. He was forced to cancel the base that was on the way here on the right-hand side instead. He's trying to buy a lot of time, and with that, he is going for a massive Ling run by. What do we have at home to defend? Oh my god, the tank beautifully tucked in and protected by these reinforcing marines.
Yeah, that's a really sick position. I will definitely be doing that. But he has done a really good job entrenching that tank in that position. That's going to deny all the run-by attempts of Rex. And Rex is just going to have to keep these Lings as a threat and as a surround force.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Cure is slowly progressing forward. I think Rex recognizes that he cannot protect his base, so he already evacuates his fourth. Going to be trying to rotate over towards the northern fourth, but that is exactly where the drop is headed.
Meanwhile, we see Rex comes from the light school of thought, going for some unupgraded lurkers to defend this push.
Technically, hive tech lurkers. Technically. Oh god, as the Lings do come into the main base, the double drop hasn't really been able to do too much here. Thankfully for Rex, he was able to keep his fourth base alive, as he does have Lings here to defend. And yeah, just a really interesting kind of way that he's approaching this game. Cure also, after taking down this fourth, is looking to back up a little bit and rotate back around. He isn't going to dive any further, and this is going to give Rex the opportunity to make more lurkers, as he only has one right now.
Yeah, he does have the upgrade on the way as well, and I do really like the choice of going into very fast lurkers here. As Cure is low on bases, quite low on tech, just going for a pure marine tank force at the moment with this ARAX. If Rex can get to a critical mass of lurkers, there's no way that Cure can defend that, but very nice job jumping on these tanks right away. Good blinding cloud taking out the other tank as well, and yeah, this has been completely cleaned up by the Lingbane force of Rex. Really nice patience.
Oh yeah, exactly, catching the army in the middle of the map, off of creep but unsieged, okay, because that, Asher, is when you attack an army, but it's off creep and unsieged, unawares, beautifully done, but at a cost, because I don't know if you noticed, Rex...
Beautifully done.
Several would approve. I don't know if you noticed, but the Vipers were sniped in the middle of the map as well, so it did come at a cost.
Yeah, a little bit costly there. Good job there as well, not committing too many of those Banes, just fighting with the Lings that can get the surrounding the surface area. Will deny this drop from Cure for the meantime, but yeah, Cure is doing a really good job being super annoying with these drops.
Oh yeah, exactly. Just keeping Rex at home despite any kind of tech advantage that he does have. Cure was able to slowly expand back at home as well, take another base, catch up in upgrades. 3-3 is on the way. I don't believe we have a Ghost Academy. No, we do have a Ghost Academy as well, so he's getting ready for that potential lurker transition.
Yeah, that Ghost Academy is going to be... Oh, the Ghosts, sorry, are going to be right on time here. So Rex just finishing up his second upgrade for his lurkers now, getting out a few Hydras. So I do believe those Hydras will be the first of the lurkers. But this has been quite a low eco game. He's done a really good job keeping Rex off his bases. So it's going to be quite hard for Rex to keep himself safe from these drops while teching into lurkers.
Yeah, exactly. And I worry a little bit for him here on the left-hand side of that because his creep shred isn't as strong. At the same time, though, he's looking to dive on top of this army. No techs, no Widowmice, no support for the bio.
Yeah, no support for the bio, but those were pretty good trades coming out from Cure. Does lose quite a lot of his units, and that does give Rex a lot more breathing room to get these lurkers up.
Yeah, and as you say that, here we go. 5 lurkers are going to be on the way here. Again, Cure's done a really good job at keeping the creep at bay. We'll see if he can keep it up. The drop here towards the south is still being active, still clearing up as many of those Sumers as possible. Meanwhile, at the same time, bit of a surround going on. But again, thankfully for Cure, there isn't that much anti-air. The drops still survive.
Yeah, nice micro there, just saving those Marines. We do see on that north side there were creep tumors being dropped where the creep was already dissipating. Extremely broken, if you ask me. But... Balance whining aside.
It shouldn't dissipate, right? It just shouldn't. It should just stay there. I agree.
It should just be there permanently. Queens should just have creep going behind them that paints them out.
Oh my god. Winter, is that you? Are you going to propose another balance shit like that? That would be amazing. No, it has to be amazing power bombing floating units. But
true.
Oh god. Speaking of though, like, because as you're pointing out, because of how actively Rex has been spreading that creep, which he still is, by the way, the creep is touching tips here. It is basically at the edge of the bases of Cure.
Yeah, this creep is getting pretty scary. This is one of the things about this map that can be really rough to deal with. This is why we have been seeing a lot of players really turtling hard on these maps as well, but well, this is a really nice fight for Cure. Rex getting a little bit adventurous here in his efforts to deny the fifth.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but oh my god, the snipes are insane. Every single lurker and Viper just got taken down there. We do have a couple more lurkers here towards the south, but that is not stopping Cure. Cure, he wants that base.
Yeah, beautiful multitasking from Cure, having a second force down in the bottom right here, taking care of this base, and does manage to deny the base and doesn't have his own base denied, so did a really good job though.
Yeah, definitely being able to attack and defend both at the same time. He keeps the majority, if not all, of his ghosts alive as well, as the Vipers are being rebuilt. We also haven't hit a critical mass of lurkers either. It's pretty interesting, the armor composition that Rex is going for. It is mainly just Ling Bane.
Yeah, and I do believe that's a product of the pressure that Q has been putting on with all his bio forces. If Rex had teched into those lurkers too fast, he would have just died to these pushes. So Rex doing the right thing, but Q doing a great job with all this pressure. But we do have a Nidus getting up in the main.
Oh, we do have a Nidus on the way. The reinforcements have noticed, though. Cure is wise to this, so the Nidus will not be able to finish up in time. At the same time, though, he's dancing with the Ling Bane towards the north. The Nidus does get denied. Yeah, really smart of Cure to actually place a sensor tower here in his main base as well, fully aware of the potential for those Niduses.
Yeah, really nice move there, and we do see, yeah, the Marines sitting on the Borrowed Bane there for a little bit too long, but only one there, so not too much damage here, and Cure actually taking some pretty good trades here. He's going to be able to push into this base.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I was worried about. There was very minimal creep here towards the top left, so the base is going to be under threat. There is still a pretty large Ling Bane force here, though, so, and Cure just doesn't have enough to really push on forward the majority or too much of his armies towards the south, and yeah, maybe he's being spread a little bit too thin here, especially when it comes to his tanks.
Yeah, we do have the Terranitis popping up there as well. Not anywhere too scary for Cure to deal with. We'll just allow Rex to redistribute his forces a little bit more easily as well, but it does look like he's going to be losing this base.
Yeah, top left hatchery will go down. Rex trying desperately to expand towards the south instead. Looks like he may be able to do so, especially with the help of these lurkers. Finally, he deals with the majority of this drop. Oh boy, and yeah, it looks like Rex looking to try and take up in a different direction, throws down his Spire.
Yeah, he does have the Spire coming up, so Rex looking a little bit further into this game is realizing that he's not going to be able to finish things off just with the lurkers, but yeah, getting that base snipe there. Cure getting a little bit adventurous on creep and is rewarded for it.
Yeah, exactly. Again, Rex actually being pulled apart a little bit too much. Also, due to his lack of lurkers earlier, he just wasn't here in position and lost 2 bases in a matter of seconds. That just means it makes it all the more important for him to actually get this base up and running towards the south.
Yeah, really important for him to get this mining going, to get his economy going so that he has a bank for the late game, because Cure, he's getting all these bases up, he's getting so many extra CCs, extra orbitals, looking to the late game, and he's almost completely split the map already, so Cure basically has what he wants in this late game, and it's going to be up to Rex to solidify his position enough to get to the point that he wants as well, but yeah, looking good for Cure.
I'm just impressed by Cure's game sense, because even though he hasn't scouted the main, or he hasn't scouted the tech, he's already working on Thors. He's already prepared to deal with Broodlords as he recognizes the potential threats of them, even though there aren't any out yet.
Yeah, I do like this from Cure, just recognizing that this game is going to go on for a little while longer, that he does have all his bases up, and he just needs to increase the quality of his army slowly. We do see Passage and Glands as well coming out from Rex, so Rex, even anticipating the counter to his counter, will have the Infestors ready to start dealing with his armies.
Yeah, he is refining his army to get into that Broodlord Infestor. I do worry that this is a bit of a late transition, though, specifically the Spires. Because of this, it's going to take a while for him to really upgrade his Broodlords up to where he wants them to be. So he's going to be a little bit outscaled as we dip into the late game. So yeah, he's going to need a little bit more time to really get his Broodlords up and running.
Yeah, and meanwhile we see Cure going into all of his late game upgrades, going for the smart servos, going for the lib range, the blue flame, but beautiful job there with the Ghost just flanking in on these defensive lurkers, and maybe it won't even get to that point. Cure doing so much damage here.
Yeah, the Ling Bane once again was just a little bit too distracted by a drop towards the bottom right. It wasn't here to support those lurkers. This base is going to fall, and it looks like Rex isn't even looking to try and hold on to it.
Yeah, we do have the Neural coming out from Rex, so Rex preparing for that Thor army down the line, but he does need to deal with the current threat of all his bases being taken here. He does have, it looks like the same base count as the Terran, which is not really what you want as his considering all the extra orbitals.
Exactly. Like, we'll see if he can come back in some way. We have another Nidus into the main base, but alas, that is only merely a distraction as it will be cleaned up here. Cure, he's not too concerned. His ghosts are very out of position though. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, a little bit of a mistake here coming out from Cure. Does lose those ghosts. We do see him dropping a nuke here down on the south side while he tries to take the base of the top left, taking one of the Zerg's bases. So, in this matchup in the late game, if as the Terran you can take the bases of the Zerg, you are miles ahead. It's pretty normal for the Zerg to take at least one of the Terran bases. So, Cure finding himself in a really nice position here, but I do think that Rex will have a timing with the Neural and with the Broodlords once he gets those out.
Definitely. Like, I do think that it was a bit of a blessing in disguise there for Rex to be able to catch all those ghosts. That is going to slow down Cure. Otherwise, he would have been able to just press on forward and maybe even take another base. So he has a little bit more time to get his Broodlords to refine his army that much more. But as you were saying, like, Cure taking another base is brutal, especially because he may be looking to deny another.
Is this Mario? Cure, clearly feeling very rich, has gone for the Medevac speed upgrade. I don't think I've ever seen anyone other than Mario go for that. Even going for the Raven upgrade.
Rapid reignition servos. Is that what that was called? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, yeah, so that makes the Medevacs are faster all the time, and their boost goes for longer.
Wow.
And that, yeah, really helped him yeet that Medevac over the Spore Crawler.
It's like the guy's driving, he accidentally hits NOS. He's like, oh bullshit. What's going on?
Straight into a wall.
Aye. Oh god. But yeah, that's crazy. You don't see it all too often. But thankfully there is kind of this moment of reprieve here for Rex where he can breathe that little bit more. Here we go. The first wave of Corruptors are on the way, the Infestors are on the way as well. I think that's also why that he was content with losing a base. He didn't want to throw away too much because he knew that he just needed more time to refine that army.
I do want to say, with that Corvid reactor finishing up, Twitch chat, get excited. I think we're going to be seeing Cure make a Raven for detection.
Oh my god, he's doing it, mate. And you know what? I agree with
Listen.
This is disgusting, mate. The Spanish cast, he's out of here. He looks at what the Terran has done this game, where the Terran is now up in bases because he has a base that he shouldn't even have. That we have reignition servers. It's crazy.
It's a Raven. He's making a Raven. Let's go.
Oh my god, he's the greatest Terran who's ever touched the game, Nick. He knows how to play.
He listened to Twitch chat. He finally realized the most important resource that a pro gamer has is Twitch chat.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, he's scanning it throughout the entire map, trying to find that army. Does confirm the location of those Broodlords. Thors are already out. So Blinding Cloud whiffs a little bit here. Oh boy, we do have that zoning nuke going down.
Yeah, using that nuke just to break away the defenses of this base, and the Broodlord count is looking decent for Rex, but still not quite where he wants it to be, considering Cure basically has the army he wants now.
Yeah, he really does. We have 5 Thors, we've got 9 Ghosts. Like, I don't know if we can really engage with this. We do have 3 Infestors, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm a little bit curious. Okay, the Infestors are still here in the back line. I imagine just waiting for maybe Cure to overextend, but he's taking this so slow and slow methodical. Oh.
Yeah, Cure taking his time, but looks like this is a really nice fight for Rex. He's going to commit with all the Banelings here.
Oh my god, reignition, let's go! As it was a great fight, the Banelings do rock in, and we actually have a couple of Banelings in the backline remaining. The Broodlords are pushing on forward as well. Do have an anti-armor missile on this, and some of the Thors did survive, but Rex has a little bit of momentum.
We're seeing an anti-armor missile. We're seeing the lid splash being used against the Broodlords. This is everything that Dustin Browder thought it would be.
Oh my god, and Rex does take a great fight here, but this is where I start to worry, because I don't know if you noticed, Rex is running out of gas real quick.
Yeah, that was a very strong commitment there. He used a lot of Banelings there to take that fight, and it was a good fight, but Rex is pretty all in with this, and he's been a little bit too aggressive with these morphings of these Broodlords, even morphing one earlier on top of a turret, and I think that will come back to punish him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as you said, he feels very all in right now. He feels like he needs to end the game with what he has. He's breaking on through. He does get the majority, if not every single one of those ghosts, but he's forced to back off. He lost his infestors. He has a couple of vipers, but he needs to gather a little bit more energy. These broodlords are on the brink of death, and Cure is just rebuilding that army, and he wants more.
Yeah, these Thors are just chunking through the broodlords now. Only 4 remaining, and as you were referring to, Rex just doesn't have the bank to rebuild them, and I think we're seeing the beginning of the end right now.
Yeah, exactly. Just overextending too much or being forced. So he's trying to expand and take another base behind this, but that's a little bit too ambitious as the army is pushing on forward. We do have 16 corruptors on the way, don't get us wrong, but GG gets called. Cure takes the series 2-0.
Wow. Dominating game from Cure there, really showing his class, showing why he's considered one of the top Terrans in the world, and completely controlling the game against a very strong opponent in Rex. So condolences to Rex, but very exciting to see Cure in such good form at the moment.
Oh yeah, GG, well played. Very good form there. Listening to a Twitch chat, we have our champion. Cure, he listens, he knows. And yeah, looking quite dominant there in that game. I say quite dominant, to be fair. Let's wind it back 25 minutes. He had a really weird opener.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was worth it, I'll be honest. Looking back at it, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe it was just for the mental defeat. Maybe he was looking 25 minutes into the future and thinking, how can I get inside Rex's head in the first 5 minutes of this game? What can I do?
Yeah.
And he made up a build.
He thought, you know, what if I flow to the factory?
True.
Gave up map control in the early game. Let him. Okay, no. Okay. So he goes for the 1-1-1, right? He doesn't make Hellions, which means he allows Rex to spread as much creep as he wants, right? And then that boosts the confidence of Rex to who knows how far. And then he strips that all away. He didn't just beat Rex; he broke his brain. He broke his soul, mate.
I'm gonna build a Raven. If there's no creep, why would I build a Raven? So there needs to be creep. Don't you understand?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, you can't you can't experience true happiness, right? If you don't know what despair feels like, right? Like that's what he did, you know?
It's the hills and troughs. Your highs can only be as high as your lowest lows.
Yes, so he gave Rex whatever he wanted just to take it away, mate. Just
okay. Well, like, he came for his shirt and he came for his happiness.
Oh my god, that was crazy, mate. That was crazy. Mate, you know, Rex is gonna look at that replay and he's gonna look at the upgrades that we're taking. What the hell's happening this game, you know?
He's just gonna be like, this is just what Terrans do now. They just get every upgrade. They just sit there.
Just do whatever they want.
It's broken.
They take your bases, mate. They don't care.
They just sit there and build ravens.
Oh my god. GG, well played. Congratulations to Cure as he does move on in this tournament. Quickly double checking, he moves on as well to the semis.